Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Chainlink, seeing what's going on. Obviously, trying to help understand if it's going to continue to retest its high here, or if we're going to be stuck kind of in this little range. If you can kind of tell here, take a look at this daily. That we have been fairly well range bound between the $9 mark and roughly the what is that, $5 mark. So 5 to 9, it seems to be the appropriate range for this Chainlink here. So hoping to get some kind of a breakout here. Obviously, you're going to see if there's potential for that. It does kind of look like it on the 4-hour. We got some interesting chart patterns here. More specifically, liquidity and fair value gaps need to be filled. And then we can also revisit some volume profiles here and kind of see what our Elliott wave tells us too. We are due for another leg up here. And as you can kind of see, typically Chainlink has a tendency of fulfilling its full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC pattern or Elliott wave, which does imply we have at least one more higher high moving forward. That's the current setup anyways. We will see obviously if that's going to work out or not. So if you want to kind of learn how to do this yourself, obviously pay close attention to these videos, watch them all the way through. That's probably the best way to do it. But ultimately I do have private trading videos and also some trade signals as well here for my Crypto Cash Premium group. We've got a recent lever short trade that took us 2 days to get 82% profit, and nice little gala long there for 4 hours, 22% there. And the hits keep humming here. We're firing all cylinders there. We've only hit one stop loss last month, so we had a 95% success rate. So it's pretty awesome to be able to provide that. All those details are here on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not currently part of that and you want to kind of stay abreast on some things, I send out playout charts, etc. I'll have one here for Chainlink here soon. So check that out, and obviously be sure to check out our sponsors, BingX and BitGet, both phenomenal exchanges. BingX is fantastic for US, and of course anything otherwise, I would recommend BitGet. My favorite exchanges, obviously, if you want to reference that, link down below. There's a lot of trading benefits there for you if you register with my link. So, Chainlink here. Speaking of link, what do we talk about here? Let's start with the big picture and work our way down. Okay. Now, monthly, just a quick understanding here. Again, this is just somewhat of a baseline, but as far as monthly candlestick closures, minus this most recent month, which last month we technically closed a little bit higher, we're looking at about $8 is the average high that has a strong resistance. Ever since June of last year, Chainlink has not been able to surpass a monthly close above $8, with the exception of this most recent month. We do have a bullish engulfing candle here as well, which is a positive sign. When we take a look here, money flow index is much higher than before, and we're still stuck under 50 in the RSI. So it does feel like a correction to the upside would make a lot more sense here in the near future based on that sentiment there. Taking a quick peek over here at the weekly, we can see we broke through 50 in the RSI within the last couple of weeks. Haven't seen that in a little while. Money flow index is still remaining fairly high, and we are converging on the MACD as well. If we take a look at the moving averages, we're above both. Finally. Well, I wouldn't say finally. Technically, we've had quite a few weeks above that level. But truth is, with those other factors swinging in here, I think we're in a much better position now than we were, just say, last month or the month before when we tried to break through that little wedge. So what does that mean for us here? Let's talk about the daily and take a look here. So this is a very nice, healthy continuation pattern upwards. We can see the TD sequential. We are overextended to the upside here. Previously, we hit a 9, hit that 0.5 in Fibonacci, retraced, pulled back, used it as support, bounced up here higher. So we could technically say that was a reset. And if so, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candlesticks to the upside, followed by a red correction there. Now we've got triple consolidation here. Look at this. These 3 days in a row closing just below 767. So once more, the likelihood of breaking through that level is fairly high. We do got to recognize too, though, with Bitcoin, it's in a precarious position right now. So Bitcoin does sell off. You got to keep in mind Chainlink will as well. I'm a little more on the bias of Bitcoin selling off in the relative near future based on the simple fact that we have tons of liquidity at lower levels. To touch on this, if you haven't been kind of watching or following my videos, I sent out kind of an update on Bitcoin here recently regarding liquidity levels, and you can see there's a tremendous amount of liquidity at 26,600. So basically 26 to 27,000. We have a tremendous amount of liquidation that could occur right there. So keep in mind, we may see lag down for Bitcoin before we retest 30,000. And if that is the case, to kind of wipe out all those longs, a good chance we could see a correction here from Chainlink as well. So as much as I want to get into this coin right now, and there's much more likelihood of the price going up, things are looking good, just a little hesitant with Bitcoin being kind of on the edge of disaster right now. So good news is, if we take a look at this here, this is something to understand. Bitcoin's movement, while it's sideways up, kind of like it's moving in a wave pattern. Chainlink is moving very strong, very steady. That is a testament to the fact that it's not 100% paired with Bitcoin, which is a good sign. Independence from Bitcoin is very important. So while Bitcoin could fall back and Chainlink could correct itself, it'll likely recover a lot sooner than previous timeframes because of that. Again, important things to recognize. Quick note on the simple moving averages, we're above all three. We do want to draw out a trend line here, kind of noting that we are moving concurrent once again with the 20-day SMA. It's a very common occurrence in trading. You'll see the 20-day SMA be just a trend setter. Okay? So the fact that we're holding above that level for right now is a great sign. Truth is, we go sideways and down and break below that. Not the end of the world. We have a lot of support here based on previous moving averages and also volume at lower price points. But generally speaking, at this level, it's a stronger likelihood for us to be able to see the price continue higher based on that sentiment. Okay? Not 100%, but statistically slightly more probable. Taking a look at the moving averages, we can see we're stuck under the 50-day SMA for the moment. It's also somewhat of a trend setter we like to pay attention to. I'm more focused, I would say, on the 200-day SMA on the 4-hour. That's more of a support range there for us. So I'm not going to be concerned if we pull back to $7.00. Those are key levels for Fibonacci. Speaking of Fibonacci and how Elliott wave performs with that, we want to talk a little bit about this here. And just note that in previous time frames, we have seen Chainlink fulfill its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC pattern for Elliott wave. Okay, so if you're not familiar with that, it basically just takes 3 higher highs and 2 higher lows and essentially gives you a top, and then we establish 2 lower lows and a high to complete its ABC. We're seeing right now we have a 1, 2, 3, and our 4 is likely in. Of course, if we come up to a 5, it should essentially give us a higher high. So we are statistically more likely to retest that higher range there and to break $8.30 than we are to break to the downside based on that sentiment. Now, is that a 100% guarantee? No, it definitely isn't, because you can see the smaller time frame Elliott wave tells us we've already hit our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you have those kind of conflicts, then it's definitely potential for it to kind of nullify itself. In other words, we kind of got to wait to see this play out happen. So I wouldn't put a ton of weight into that, but it's still a potential reality for us. Okay, just note that. Okay, taking a look at the 50 on the R side, we can see we're kind of right in this range here where we're kind of stuck in the middle. Obviously, the price wants to break out, but it's having difficulty doing so. Money flow index is high, and the price isn't going any further. It tells us there's a lot of selling pressure at this point. So I think that at this current scenario here, instead of being a breakout trader, I'd wait for invalidation. So if the price does come up here and become invalidated, that'd be a liquidity sweep and we'd be able to short from that area, potentially. It could also be a breakout where the price doesn't look back, because once again, we have a very strong resistance level. We kind of draw this over, you can see multiple times prices had difficulty crossing that level. So it does reaffirm the fact that we break through that and actually close above there, we'll have a much better chance of the price going higher. Okay, so again, the overall bias here is positive. A lot of bullish potential here. It's just a matter of what happens in the more smaller time frames. Let's see if there's anything else we can disseminate here. Nothing there. Ichimoku Cloud is telling us that we just barely broke through the cloud, which is positive. We don't have a ton of momentum, but it is still there nonetheless. So it does imply we have somewhat of a support at 765. So to me personally, in coins like this or situations like this, I'm not a breakout trader. So as soon as the price breaks through, just say like the cloud, for example, I don't just jump in immediately like other confirming factors. We have other confirming factors that are telling us the likelihood of the price going up is higher. Okay? So at this point, I think we are about 65% likely for the price to go up and down. Just that little caveat of Bitcoin selling off. Once more, if that were to happen, Chainlink should survive and do fairly well because it has performed extremely well in the recent past. So this is a very good testament here. We take a quick peek at the volume. Volume is remaining pretty steady. So even when the price pulled back, the volume has increased. So that leads me to believe that we're in pretty good shape to see further upside. Again, volume is a very big indicator. So if we can continue to increase volume, we have more volume in these time frames, we're going to be in pretty good shape to be able to see that. So to me, I think we're in a pretty good scenario here to likely see the price action break more so break upwards and downwards. Just be mindful, low position size, low leverage, so you can survive the ebbs and flows if we were to see a pullback from Bitcoin. I feel like we should have seen something by now for Bitcoin, so perhaps we might close at 28,000 today for Bitcoin. That'd be positive, right? Bitcoin dominance goes sideways, Bitcoin price goes sideways, and altcoins and effectively average themselves out. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen next here? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, like, subscribe, follow the whole 9 yards there. And obviously, if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a website where you can register for my CryptoCash premium trade signals. I send out good 1 or 2 signals per day, on average about 30 to 40 a month. And if that's not your fancy, that's perfectly fine. Jump on over to our our Discord. Get to know our traders. We got some really awesome group of folks here. It's a lot of fun. So thanks again so much for everyone. Look forward to working with you. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.